it's future Tracey here, if you can't tell. I've got different coloured hair than what is in the rest of this video. It's very false pink at the moment, or, well, it's washing out. Oh, so pretty. So the reason why I'm doing a future Tracey introduction to a past Tracey video, get that round your head, is because I started editing it and realised that it's going to be too long to put into one video. So this week I am answering some questions that were asked of me over on my Instagram page at Tracey Barnett Music. So this week's video 1, will be questions. What is the favourite song you have written so far? And what advice would you give someone wanting to build a music career? Video 2 will have, if you couldn't be a musician, what career would you choose? And favourite gig of all time, one you've played and one you've watched. Video 3 will be next week, and that one's going to be a standalone question because it is, what was the first song you ever recorded? And the reason why I'm putting that one on its own is so that I can actually share with you the acoustic version of that song that was recorded so many years ago, back in the year 2000 when I was in year 10. That's making me feel really old. And I will also share the original audio to that song as well. So that's next week's. On with today's video. What is the favourite song you have written so far? What if I can't answer these questions? That kind of changes. Because I go through different, obviously different phases of my life where I lean on certain songs a bit more than others. It would be really difficult for me to pick a favourite, and I know so many songwriters say that, and it probably disappoints you a little bit. I'm sorry if it does, but it would just be too hard. Also because I've progressed as a musician and a songwriter. So like one of my earliest recordings is a song called Home, and I still am so in love with that song, even though as a more mature songwriter and musician I know how I could improve that song. I still absolutely love sharing it live, and I'm still just as much in love with it now as I was when it was first born. So that's, I guess, what makes it hard, is it's not necessarily the most recent creation that, you know, is my best work and I'm really passionate about and that's my favourite song. It's a case of, you know, particular songs have just a very special place inside me, and the vibration, I guess, of when I play them is resonates with me on a different level than another song and things like that. So that's kind of one of the aspects that makes it hard to pick a favourite. And also, as I mentioned, the whole topic thing, you know, sometimes it'll be my favourite thing to play one of my love songs that's been written for my beautiful husband. But then other times I'll be leaning more heavily on ones I've written about mental health. I will say one of my go-to songs is Eyes Forward. Go-to song because no matter how I'm feeling, like if I'm feeling really happy, I feel like I can bop along with it and celebrate with it. And if I'm not feeling so uplifted, or if I'm feeling troubled or lost or whatever, it can hold the space for me to just feel that way and have some comfort knowing that it's going to be okay and I will be okay, which is why that song was born. So in that regard, that's one of my favourites as well. Obviously, Blooming off my second EP is one of my favourites. That holds a very, 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 very special place in my heart. I'm actually planning on doing an acoustic version of that song in a later video, and I want to share with you guys the story behind how that was created. So I don't want to spoil too much of that in this video, but some people who have been to my shows already know how that song came to be. But I will say that I feel like that one that was a gift from a loved one that had passed away, and that's why I just absolutely hold on to that with everything I've got, because that, along with the memories, is all I've got left of them. Yeah, so I kind of feel like I can't answer this question properly, but maybe that gives you some enlightenment as to the attachment that me as a songwriter has to the many different songs that I've been fortunate enough to find the inspiration for and bring into their full form that I can share with the world. Hopefully that kind of answers that question. Thank you. Okay, next question. What advice would you give someone wanting to build a music career? Again, a tricky question. I'm probably going to say that about all of them. Because with this one, it depends what stage you're at. So I'm going to presume that you are... Well, it doesn't actually matter whether you're an original artist here or somebody who likes to perform covers. So you want to get started in getting gigs. I don't know if you wanted to go back that far in the career. In the beginning stages, my advice would be to take every opportunity that comes your way, because you never know what comes out of it, and that builds your community and helps you connect with people, helps you learn more about yourself and your music, helps you build your skills. Like for me, I was and still often am a very nervous performer, so taking all those opportunities helped me gather some skills to handle that nervous tension and that anxiety around performing, and get to a stage where I can actually enjoy the moment on stage now. Sometimes the clutter and the voices in my head are still very loud and hard to shut out and just be in the moment and present and enjoy my performance. But there are moments now where I'm getting strong enough to just like say, thanks anxious brain for bringing that to my attention and trying to protect me, but I actually want you to step aside and just let this music flow right now. So yep, if you're starting off, that's my tip there. Something that I didn't know, but when I started was you get to a stage where you no longer need to take every opportunity that's given to you, and if you do, you will in fact burn out. I kept having my family say to me, oh my God, you can't keep going at this pace, you're going to burn out, you're going to burn out, you're going to burn out. Kept hearing that word, kept thinking that I couldn't possibly, because music's what I love to do, and there's a certain amount of feeding that you get from performing, but there's also a lot of putting out, a lot of giving, and eventually that did run me down. I was touring really hard, because touring was predominantly the way that most musicians, I think, that I know make the bulk of their income. So I was just non-stop, just tour as much as I could, get my music out there, take every opportunity I could. I was doing it all myself, so all the driving, setting up PA, plus the bookings, all the management side, the advertising, the promotion, it was a lot, and I did burn out. So the next stage of your career, my advice would be to be a bit more selective and patient about the opportunities that you take. There will always be fantastic opportunities out there. You need to weigh up which ones you do accept, because there is only a certain amount, and you'll know within yourself what you're capable of. Some people have a lot greater energy source that they can draw from, so they'll be able to do a lot more before they burn out, whereas mine is a little bit smaller than those people, and so therefore I need to know, okay, well I've only got this amount of energy, so therefore I can't be doing a tour that takes this amount, because it's just not there to draw off. Hopefully that makes sense. And something else that I had a lot of people tell me, that be very conscious of your brand, and what genre of music are you gonna fit into, and all this sort of stuff. Now I understand very much that if you are direct, I guess, and clear with that side of things, it probably makes it a lot easier to find your target audience, bang on, and take root and grow. For me, I couldn't narrow down in particular the style of music that I was writing and performing, because it didn't feel authentic to me to, for instance, tweak my songs and become a country artist, or tweak my songs a bit more and just become, Delta blues. My inspirations come from many different genres, many different forms, and many different life patterns. And in order for me to feel like me, I had to just allow that to be. Now, the interesting point about that being is I've found, or I think, that without me even consciously being aware of that, it's become part of my brand, is the authenticity of this is me. There's no, like back when I was in metal bands, I would put on more of a costume and things like that, and that was the metal version of Tracey. Now, with the style of music I'm doing, I somehow have developed this brand which is just authentically 100% this is me. I'm a nature girl, I'm a bit of a rocker, I'm a complicated human being like most of us. So I guess advice, getting back to the question, what advice would you give to someone wanting to start a music career? Stay true to yourself and don't be swayed from that. There's going to be many opportunities that come your way. If it doesn't sit well with you, then don't be scared either. Like I've had, don't be scared to say no, is what I mean. I'm kind of blabbing because there's just so much coming in through my brain right now, if you can't tell. And it's very hard to impart like all of this knowledge in a semi-short video. Back on track, Tracey. Try and channel it slower. Stay authentic to yourself. So if an opportunity is presented with you and it doesn't resonate well with you, for instance, I've been asked to be on certain TV show competitions, music competitions. I won't go further to elaborate than that. It didn't feel right, and yet there was a lot of people who were going, oh my God, this is the opportunity of a lifetime, Tracey. This is the kickstart your music career needs. Go for it. Didn't sit well with me. Didn't take the opportunity. Glad I didn't take the opportunity. So that's what I mean. Don't just remember what it is that you want out of your music and your career, and stay on that path. So I'm not famous. I'm not earning billions of dollars and things like that, but I'm having a sustainable music career just by staying on the path that I am, I won't say comfortable with because I'm still pushing myself, but that feels good. Feels good in my heart, feels good in my gut. And just surround yourself with a really strong and supportive community as well. That's vital, because I'm yet to meet a musician that isn't insecure. And when we lose track of why we're doing what we're doing, or that our music has any worth, then that community can be there to support us and help us get back on track. And there was one other point that I thought of there. There's quite a few points actually. Value your art as well, value your music. That whole exchanging money for our creations, for a lot of people, has felt wrong almost, and it shouldn't. So yes, value what you are able to offer, because not everybody has that skill, and that's what you need to realise. I think that might nearly be all I have time to kind of impart. Yeah, hopefully that's some form of help for you. If there's a more specific question you have about starting your music career, then by all means pop it in the comments below or direct message me, and I will attempt to answer it better in the future.